Okay, so talking about how we handle trips. Okay, number one, we're going to cut that field in half and keep it split. Okay, our base way that we want to handle trips is we want to say versus one receiver. Okay, we're going to keep our boundary safety playing to the boundary. Okay, he's going to play this half of the field. He may be cluing 3-1 and helping a little bit on that side, but we want offenses to know that we are not leaving this guy on an island. Okay, to the field side now, we're going to lock and eliminate number one. We're going to say he doesn't exist, and we're doing that, okay, so that we can take this field side safety and say you have just become, see if I can draw with this mouse, a corner safety, meaning you are going to turn into a corner, play just like a corner would over number two, and we're going to play some version of 3/2 quarters over 2 and 3. Okay, so our base way that we handle it is to say, let's lock and eliminate and get rid of one so we can still play one of our base 2/3 match quarters concepts over 2 and 3. Okay, we'll get into our base way that we do that. Okay, so again, our base trips check is going to be purple. Okay, unless we have signaled in a different trips coverage tag, we're not going to call purple. That's just automatic. Okay, we're going to call in our base blue coverage. 2x2, that would mean we're playing blue to the field and read to the boundary. They motion overturning the trips. Our guys know, hey, we're checking to purple. Okay. Again, showing you our base just to show what's happening with that purple. Okay, our linebackers already do all this stuff. So in our base blue to the boundary, we're playing read coverage on 1 and 2. Okay, linebackers responsible for the wheel of 3 out of the backfield. Then he's a curl flat player. Corner's got 1 vertical, safety's got 2 vertical. We have a wheel rule where if 2 is to the flat, the corner fast, the corner would come off, safety would take the corner's vertical, backer would drop to the curl. Hey, if 2 was slow, backer would cover him, corner would stay on 1, safety would be working to support and give him support on that number 1. Okay, that's the base way we play. Our boundary side linebacker does it all day long. Okay, when we get trips, we're going to lock up number 1. Our field side safety is going to open his hips and play like a corner. Now we are playing read rules over 2 and 3. Okay, so it's going to be the exact same set of rules. All right, this safety now has become responsible for vertical man-to-man on number 2. He's going to line up 1x7 outside of 2. He is cluing 3-2. Okay, the way he is playing, he is going to clue the release of 3. If 3 is vertical, he knows now I am man-to-man on number 2. Okay, if 3 is vertical, I have no help. I'm playing man-to-man on number 2. Okay, if 3 is vertical and I'm throwing my eyes to be man-to-man on number 2, and number 2 sits down or goes in, my job is to cover 2 man-to-man if he's vertical. Okay, if he sits or goes in, he is not vertical. I'm going to be screaming China, China, China if he's sitting, and I'm going to be screaming in if he's going in. Okay, and I'm giving him to this linebacker to go take him man-to-man so I can sink, not squeeze, but sink and bracket to support this safety who's playing man-to-man on 3 vertical for the 7 cut with all of this field. Okay, that would be our China and our drive rule that we're playing over 2 and 3. That is part of how we would play read rules to the boundary in a 2x2 sit. So he's playing just like a corner in that sense. Okay, he is cluing number 3. If number 3 goes vertical or in, he knows I'm man-to-man on number 2. Okay, if 2 comes to the flat, all right, we have what we call he's fast wheel rule. Okay, if 2 is heading vertical, I'm going to throw my eyes to number 2 and I'm playing man-to-man on number 2. Okay, if 2, or I'm saying 2, but with 3, if 3 is vertical into the flat slow, the linebacker is going to be covering that 3 to the flat. But our safety here is going to be screaming wheel, 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 and working to give support over the top of number 2. That's going to give the green light to this safety who is playing on 2 vertical to throw his eyes back to quarterback. If the quarterback is throwing the ball to the flat, he will fall off of number 2 vertical to come and help that linebacker with 3 to the flat. If we get 3 to the flat fast, I'm seeing drop back pass. I'm cluing 3-2 right away. I'm seeing him to the flat fast. I'm going to fall off to take 3 to the flat fast. The safety is going to work over the top of number 2. the linebacker is going to work to the curl. Okay, that's how we'd play a he's fast wheel rule and read coverage. We're playing read on 2 and 3. It's just that we're using our safety, okay, to play just like a corner would. So for the middle safety, he's vertical man-to-man of 3. 3 is vertical, he's got him. Okay, 3 goes in, he's going to throw his eyes to number 2 and look to go help that safety. 3 goes to the flat, he's going to scream wheel and work to play man-to-man on top of number 2. Okay. For us in our purple, okay, so the big deal is this. That's exactly how we'd play base read, okay? And base read for a safety, we'd say you are vertical man-to-man of number 3, all right? Anything this 3 does vertical over the linebackers, you are man-to-man. Our base check in trips is going to be, and we can do whatever we want to the boundary, but it's going to be to have this backside safety play solid, where we say the corner is man-to-man on 1, the linebacker is a green dog of number 2, okay? This safety is what we'd say a robber, but he's cluing 3 to 1. Okay, so if pass shows and I'm cluing 3, if 3 is immediately bending towards the boundary side, okay, running the vertical bender across the field, this safety will be screaming to him, got it, got it, got it, and pick that up. That is going to free up our middle safety to work to go bracket 2. And when we're playing this safety like a corner, we say, we are always trying to find a way. If you have nothing to do, go help that safety that's playing like a corner. Okay. He is the DB. He is not a nickel that has to play down, but he's also a guy who spends 75% of his practice fitting the run, playing as a down safety, playing as a high safety, blitzing, doing block destruction. Okay. He only gets 25% of his reps playing like a corner. Okay, so if we can find a way to help him, we're going to. So for this middle safety is responsible for the vertical 3. If we're in our base and that 3 is vertical and bends away, okay, he's going to end up being able to give that away and come help this guy out. Okay, same thing. If we get an under 3 non-vertical, the linebacker would be matching that across the field, and we're thinking, let's go help that number 2. Okay, for the solid side, okay, before we get into the film. This linebacker we say is a green dog 2 wall 4 player. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, it means that this side of the field, the corner's man on 1, our safety's a robber. If 2 stays 2, okay, he stays in the block, then we're going to go in green dog and add in and blitz through his face. If 2 releases to your side, you've got a man-to-man anywhere he goes. If 2 goes away, okay, you say, now I'm going to look to the field to pick up something coming back, okay, to wall 4, right? The reason we're doing that is this linebacker is responsible for the wheel of 4 out of the backfield. If that back swings, he'll be covering it man-to-man. Okay, we need somebody to pick up the crossers coming from the other side of the field. And that is our base purple trips check. Lock and eliminate 1. Go play read rules on 2 and 3. Okay, our base check to the boundary would be to play solid. Okay, what rules do we have? A he's fast wheel rule on 2 and 3. Okay, essentially that's like a generic terms. That'd be like we're going to play palms on 2 and 3. We have a China and a drive rule on 2 and 3, meaning if 2 is not vertical and 3 is, safety's going to give 2 away for that down linebacker to go. Okay, so here's a good picture of that green dog, why we like it. Here's a good picture right now of its trips. Corner has gone and pressed and eliminated 1. This is our field safety who is now playing with his hips open, okay, playing a corner and read coverage, reading 3 to 2. Okay, our apex linebacker's out here. He's responsible for the wheel of 4, and he's a curl flat dropper. Safety responsible for the vertical of number 3. Backside, we're playing solid. He's robbing, gluing 3 to 1. He's man-to-man on 1. He's green dogging 2. Okay, so here we're seeing what we're initially seeing is drop back pass. Okay, for talking to the solid side first, the 1 receiver side, our boundary side linebacker, okay, 2 stays in the block, I'm going to get him. Okay, I'm going to go green dog to his face. Ends up being a slip screen, and we've got that thing sniffed out. Okay, to the field, you can see us. That's our field side safety. He is playing like a corner now, getting out, cluing 3 to 2.